Alright guys, I'm here with a bit of information for Dragon Ball Legends. So, it has finally happened. We now have our very first cryptic message for the next unit we'll be getting during the 2024 Legends Festival. I was wondering when they were gonna give us like a cryptic message of sorts, but I guess they decided a few days before the reveals and stuff. But you guys are seeing the image right now, and it's just a fork inside of a can with something inside of the can. Now, to be honest, this is probably one of the easiest cryptic messages that we've ever gotten, but this is a direct reference to Trunks and Mai, specifically when they were trying to eat, but since everything has been destroyed, they had nothing to eat apart from a can of dog food, and they had to make it work. So yeah, that is exactly what this cryptic message is. Not too difficult to figure out, but that also does allude that we are getting a brand new future unit. Again, it was kind of obvious-ish. I mean, primarily because of the fact that Zamasu ended up getting a Zenkai Awakening. Of course, he's a future unit. So now we have the surefire confirmation that we are going to be getting a brand new future unit, more than likely a brand new Trunks unit. Granted, just because we have a cryptic message doesn't mean that the unit that they're alluding to is going to be the headliner. It used to be like that, but as of late, that really hasn't been the case. So with this, I'm assuming that maybe he's 1% sparking or whatever the case may be. I mean, obviously there is the possibility of him being the main headliner for maybe just the general banner, or if there are two banners, then just maybe one of the two banners. But we'll have to wait and see. But I'm actually surprised that they're redoing Trunks, because if it's based off of this particular image, we don't know what exactly it'll be with Trunks in particular, apart from the fact that it is going to be him. That's it, because obviously when he was eating dog food with Mai, he was in his base form. He wasn't fighting, he was just trying to survive. So it literally could draw from any moment concerning future Trunks at this point. I don't know if they're going to just redo Sword of Hope, which would be cool because they've redone LFs before. Prime example would be both of the blue LF Super Saiyan Gokus, right? We had one that released many years ago. He ended up getting a Zenkai Awakening, and then we got a newer one in recent time. So if they really did want to redo Sword of Hope, they could. Apart from that though, I mean, because let's see, okay, they could redo Sword of Hope if they really wanted to. And to be fair, enough time has passed to the point where they definitely could. If not that, then the only other thing I can really think of is Father-Son Gallic Gun. That could be redone too, but that's, well, I don't even know if that's, I don't even remember how long it's been since Trunks and Vegeta released the tag LF unit. I think it's been like a decent bit. But if they did want to redo that too, they absolutely could, right? Now, again, this is all under the pretext of if this Trunks unit is the main headliner, right? But again, like I said earlier, cryptic messages haven't really been directed towards the headliners. So if it's not Trunks as the headliner, then who could the headliner be, right? And I've made a video about this beforehand, but just reiterating in this one, I would much rather have us get a brand new Zamasu half corrupted unit. I think that would be really cool, especially because he hasn't had a new unit in 3.5 years. There's only one fused Zamasu half corrupted unit in the game. Only one, and that was the 3rd anniversary unit, like one of the headliners of you know, the anniversary. So if we were to just get a future unit in general, and it's not necessarily tied to just Trunks, then I personally would want to see fused Zamasu half corrupted get a brand new, like whether it's an LF unit or whatever the case may be, right? But if it is pertaining to Trunks, I really don't know which iteration of Trunks they would use concerning obviously the super arc, right? Whether they do Sword of Hope, or if they do Father-Son Gallic Gun, or heck, I mean, maybe we can get the version of Trunks that fought alongside Goku with that like really cool animated scene you know, that happened between I believe it was Trunks and Goku versus Zamasu and Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. So that could be something too, who knows? Or maybe we could just end up with another Trunks and Mai unit as well. Not an impossibility, because again, the dog food hints at, well, I mean, technically both of them. And both of those characters are in Dragon Ball Legends, both Trunks and Mai, individually and together as a unit. So it could be a new Trunks and Mai unit too. Who knows? Granted, I mean, if it is a new Trunks and Mai unit, I don't know if that'll really be the strongest way to start off the anniversary. But again, that's all. This is under the pretext of whether or not Trunks is a headliner or not, right? Because if he is, there's a bit of variety, just a bit, right? But if he's not, I would much rather have it be Zamasu. There is also the notion of, if this Trunks isn't the headliner, and maybe it's not a powerful opponent unit that we're gonna be getting as like the main unit, like whether it's LF or whatever the case may be, they could also make a fusing Vegito Blue. Actually, I think one cool thing would be if they did a fusing Vegito Blue and a fusing Fuse Zamasu. I think that could actually like really work for a future themed part 1, right? Because I mean, 1, it would be a future buff, and future definitely could use the buff, and 2, it also brings forth more characters to the brand new mechanic that was just introduced during this recent anniversary. So they could knock out more fusions, being Vegito Blue and Fuse Zamasu, because after those two, I guess it really is just Kefla that they could use that mechanic for. Or, well, no, that's not true. Kefla and Gotenks. But apart from all that though, that is also a possibility if it's gonna be like you know, 2 banners. So I'm like, my mind is staying open to like what could potentially happen when it comes down to Legends Festival, because the way how I see it is, it's probably gonna be 2 banners for part 1, 1 banner maybe for part 2 if we're lucky, 2 banners, and then of course part 3 would be the Ultra unit, right? Which again, for part 2, I'm really hoping we are getting a game originals unit, and I'm hoping it's something unique, not something generic. We need some sort of fresh take on some of these characters with game originals, but that's a completely different topic. But all in all though, with this cryptic message, it does allude to Trunks and Mai. There's no guarantee that this is alluding to them being the main unit like the headliner, but we do know that with this hint, Trunks and or Mai, or maybe both, will be getting some sort of new unit during the Legends Festival, it obviously pertaining to the future tag. But we are only a few days away from the reveals and stuff, and of course a few days away from the actual event itself. So in due time, we will figure out what exactly this is. But my thoughts on this particular message are Trunks and maybe Mai. But I do want to know what you guys thought about this cryptic message in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.